WWE may have subtly confirmed John Cena will have a match at WrestleMania 42. Rumored name ruled out as WWE's masked attacker. Brock Lesnar's retiring? The Vision could be in huge trouble in WWE, Penta's WWE comeback in doubt. Let's get started. WWE may have subtly confirmed John Cena will have a match at WrestleMania 42. This weekend hits hard for WWE fans. John Cena, the face of an entire generation, is stepping into the ring for what's being billed as his final match at Saturday night's main event, closing the book on an iconic career. Cena has spent the year on his farewell run, locking up with major names like Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Dominic Mysterio, and more. Every stop has felt like a victory lap, until now. Gunther, fresh off winning the Last Time Is Now tournament by putting down LA Knight, has earned the right to be Cena's last challenger. And if history tells us anything, the ring general doesn't just win, he ends eras. He already retired Goldberg earlier this year, and now he's promising to make Cena tap out on his way out. But here's where things get interesting. WWE might have quietly hinted that Cena's story doesn't actually end this weekend. WWE drops a major tease about Cena at WrestleMania 42. Despite Cena insisting SNME is his final match, WWE's latest tease suggests he may not be done just yet. The company floated a fantasy scenario implying The Rock could return after Cena's last match to reclaim the soul Cena bargained away at Elimination Chamber 2025, a deal Cena shattered when he turned babyface again. Could Cena vs. Rock happen one more time? On WWE's official website, a What If article laid out the possibility of The Rock confronting Cena for one final showdown at WrestleMania 42, setting the stage for an epic trilogy ender between two of WWE's greatest icons. If WWE is dropping breadcrumbs, this might be less of a farewell, and more of a setup for Cena's true last dance on the grandest stage of them all. Of course, it's still speculation. Nothing is officially announced, but for now, the possibility alone has fans buzzing. Brock Lesnar's retiring? Rumors about Brock Lesnar's future in WWE are heating up again, but according to Dave Meltzer, fans might be jumping the gun. After John Cena's recent comments sparked chatter about Lesnar possibly hanging it up at SummerSlam 2026, Meltzer stepped in to clear the air. He says the buzz didn't just come out of nowhere, but it's nowhere near confirmed. The idea of Lesnar calling it quits next year is floating around, but the situation behind the scenes is way more flexible than people think. Meltzer noted that while the rumor is making the rounds, he hasn't been able to verify SummerSlam 2026 as an official retirement date. What he has heard is that Lesnar's name is being mentioned internally as part of WWE's early planning for several retirement runs in 2026. There is a story going around that Lesnar will retire at SummerSlam 2026. I can't confirm that date, but did at least a month hear that the working plans for 2026 would be the WWE retirement runs for Lesnar, Styles, and potentially Jericho if he signs. But out of all those names, Meltzer says only one has actually locked in a time frame. I didn't get the impression it was locked in except for Styles, who has made it clear it will be in 2026, but not when. But the Lesnar name has been talked about, which is probably where the story came from. These updates come right after Cena's interview with Chris Van Vliet, where he floated the idea that Lesnar's final match could go down in Minnesota. Fitting, considering that's where Lesnar's wrestling roots are, and WWE already announced Minneapolis as the host city for SummerSlam 2026. Lesnar hasn't been a full-time presence for years, popping in only for big matches and high-stakes storylines. So the idea of him being part of WWE's 2026 farewell tour group isn't far-fetched. But if Meltzer's read is right, WWE is talking, not deciding. So what do you think? Is SummerSlam 2026 the perfect send-off for the Beast incarnate, or should WWE save one more monster run for the future? Rumored name ruled out as WWE's masked attacker. The mystery behind WWE's Masked Menace just got a major update, and if you were hoping Chris Jericho was the mastermind, it's time to let that theory go. Fans have been buzzing about Jericho possibly being the one behind the attacks, thanks to his long WWE history and the chaos surrounding this storyline. But according to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Jericho isn't involved at all, at least not right now. Meltzer explained that WWE has intentionally used multiple people under the mask to throw viewers off, but Jericho's name isn't anywhere in the plans. Speaking on the rumors that he might be the one hitting the curb stomps, Meltzer wrote, "Theory has not been the only person under the mask doing the curb stomp run-ins. Obviously, until the reveal happens, it could be anyone. Obviously, the biggest pop would be Jericho, but I was told, and I expected this to be the case, that there is a 0% chance it will end up as Jericho. At least as of this week, because anything is possible in wrestling, but right now, that is not in the plans." This masked figure first showed up at Survivor Series. War Games flooring CM Punk with a curb stomp, a move tied directly to Seth Rollins. Since then, the attacks have continued on Raw, with stars like LA Knight and Rey Mysterio getting caught in the crossfire. To keep fans guessing, WWE's been rotating different performers under the hood. Bryan Alvarez recently shot down talk that Montez Ford was under the mask on the December 8th Raw, despite earlier reports. Austin Theory's name keeps coming up too, though nothing's official. With Jericho ruled out, the guessing game is back on. WWE is clearly committed to keeping this secret locked tight as they build toward what might be a massive reveal. So if it's not Jericho, and Theory still isn't confirmed, who do you think is under that mask? Drop your best guess below. The crazier, the better. The Vision could be in huge trouble in WWE. The Vision has been running wild on Raw lately, but their chaos might finally catch up to them after what went down this week. The faction closed the show by absolutely destroying LA Knight in a vicious attack that left fans stunned. Bronson Reed and Logan Paul slammed Knight straight through a table, but that wasn't nearly enough for them. To make sure he stayed down, Reed delivered a massive tsunami with Knight laid out on top of a car. The megastar looked seriously hurt and was taken out of the arena in an ambulance. Now, their out-of-control behavior might put the entire group in hot water. Adam Pearce could be gearing up to suspend the Vision after that assault, especially with their mysterious masked accomplice still causing chaos backstage. That same unknown attacker helped Team Vision back at Survivor Series War Games, then showed up again this week, ambushing Rey Mysterio and costing LA Knight his match against Logan Paul. At this point, the group is turning Raw into a danger zone, and Pearce might have no choice but to step in. Of course, none of this is confirmed yet, it's all speculation for now. But one thing's for sure, the next few weeks will show us exactly how Adam Pearce plans to deal with the Vision's reign of violence. Penta's WWE comeback in doubt. Penta's long-awaited reunion with Rey Fenix at AAA's Guerra de Titanes on December 20th is suddenly in serious jeopardy. And the wild part is, the decision isn't even in his hands. Fans had been encouraged by how well his shoulder rehab seemed to be going, but WWE still hasn't given him the green light after the injury he suffered on Raw back in November. And according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, even people inside the company can't agree on what to do. He described Penta's status as a straight-up coin flip, 50-50 at best. Meltzer laid it out clearly. Penta was penciled in to team with Fenix for their first WWE match as a duo, taking on El Grande Americano and Dominic Mysterio in Guadalajara. But his personal doctor wouldn't commit to clearing him and ultimately said the call would come directly from WWE. One WWE source backed that up, saying the situation could go either way. For those who missed it, the shoulder injury came during a match with Solo Sikoa when a Hurricane Rana attempt off the barricade went sideways. The match was thrown out immediately. Cameras cut to commercial as officials rushed him to the back. Since then, Penta has been working closely with Dr. Odiseo, who shared a cautiously optimistic update. He says Penta's responding well to nearly 2 weeks of treatment, staying motivated and fighting through the rehab process. But even with the progress, he admitted the truth. The final decision isn't his, and it isn't Penta's. It's WWE's call entirely. And that's the real hurdle. The reunion with Fenix was supposed to be one of DWE's biggest moments of the year, sparked by a heated challenge at the Alianza's event. Now, with Guerra de Titanes right around the corner, the entire dream match is hanging in limbo. Even if Penta feels ready, WWE has been increasingly protective of their talent when it comes to outside bookings. If they think the risk is too high, they might shut the whole thing down to protect him long-term. So the question becomes, does WWE roll the dice and let Penta return for one of DWE's marquee matches? Or do they pull him out and prioritize his health just weeks after a major shoulder scare?